going to get into his head. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Payne Athletic Center here in Edmond, Oklahoma. My name is Zachary Payne. Alongside me is my broadcast partner, Elijah Johnson. And today, you got the 7-3 Mustangs of Midwestern State coming to town to face the 4-5 Lady Eagles of Oklahoma Christian. Eli, the Lady Eagles, last two games here at home have not gone the way they wanted as they dropped both games and are still winless on the regular season here at home.
Yeah, man. One thing that they need to do is turnovers. Turnovers are the main reason they've lost those two games. They have 45 plus turnovers in the past two games. So it's just something that they need to keep it into control, just looking for their first win at home this season.
Well, the one thing that really affected Midwestern State in getting those turnovers is the 3-2 zone. The last two teams have played the 3-2 zone, and Midwestern State just really can't do anything to get down low.
Yeah, OC just can't find an offensive rhythm after the first quarter. It seems like they come in with high energy, and then throughout the game just gets lower and lower and lower. And since then, they just haven't been able to recover.
So tonight, who needs to step up for the Lady Eagles to try to keep that momentum going from the first quarter?
Brooklyn Bain obviously needs to continue her play from the past two games. She's been great getting to the free throw line and getting inside and scoring. I will say Madison Coyer as well, as she is a point guard and runs the offense. But another person that needs to be able to hit her shots when she gets them is Kendra Levings. She needs to be able to hit those threes when she gets them, because she is a flamethrower for this team, and this team can really lean heavily on her three-point shooting.
Well, the thing is most teams have been watching Kendra Levings, and they know how far of a range she has when she shoots. But one person that stepped up in the last game and that gave the Lady Eagles that spark against Oklahoma Baptist was Tyra Peck from behind the arc.
Yes, man, it's nice to have a good 1-2 punch from behind the arc. If Kendra Levings and Tyra Peck can be able to hit their three-point shots, then it will be a really hard offensive stop, as you have Madison Coyer getting in the lane and getting layups, and the big people like Brooklyn Bain just getting up easy post scores whenever we have them possible.
Another issue that the Lady Eagles had in that game late against Oklahoma Baptist was trying to get to the free throw line. They shot a total of 5 attempts at the line in the game against Oklahoma Baptist, and all that was in the first half alone, as the Bison were able to get to the free throw line in the second half and put up a lot of points to help them get the win over the Eagles.
Yes, to go more in depth in that, they had 4 free throws in the first quarter. That was it for the entire game. That can't slide. It means they're not being as aggressive as they should be on offense and not drawing fouls. And on the other end, they were giving them fouls. They were allowing them to get into the free throw. One person shot 12 free throws. That's 4 times as more as OC in the entire game, and she shot it by herself. That won't be able to be winning basketball. That won't be able to slide.
Well, the Lady Eagles bench is still somewhat a little bit thin. Who needs to step up on the bench while they're out on the floor?
A bench person needs to step up is Atlanta Hotgood. One thing, when she is in the game, she usually gets in the first position she has is a turnover. It's just like she comes in and she's not well acquainted with the offense. If you could come in and have her come in and have good passes and have the defensive ability that she has, they'll be able to have some good opportunities with her in the game.
Now let's look at the Midwestern State side. They just got off playing a game against Lubbock Christian Chaparrals, and they ended up losing by about 30 points. It was like 84-54 was the final score of that game, and they're having a really good season so far for the Mustangs of Midwestern State.
Yeah, they're 7-3 of the season. All 3 of those losses are on the road, so that goes into our favor as we're at home. But it seems like we have 2 teams that are in the slump. It just seems who has the most confidence in themselves to get out of that slump, and who has the most fight in themselves, just be able to fight through the slump and get a dub and be able to have a better road into the next game.
So there's 2 scorers for Midwestern State that are both in double-digit figures. Who are those people, Elijah, and how do we need to stop them here tonight?
Those people are Francis King and Morgan Linehan. One thing to stop is Morgan is a 5'11", so she's pretty short. So just be able to keep her out of the paint. And if she does have a deep shot, she's pretty short, so that means she's probably lighter in weight. So be able to put a body on her. be able to put a body on her and use your weight and strength against her. And then for Frances King, she's also a guard at 5'9", so I guess the same defensive scheme works for her as well, but that depends on their speed as well. So just be able to keep them from the mid-range area and inside the paint and force them to shoot threes. If you lose the game, you'd rather lose the game by them shooting threes instead of getting open layups and mid-range shots.
So how do you go about stopping that? Like, what type of zone do you think the Eagles should come out in to try to stop that?
If they do run a zone, I would want to see the 1-3-1 zone. You have one person up top and get the ball handler. You have the three people. You have one person on the wing, or two people on each wing, and you have one person standing in the middle of the lane. And then behind them, you have a person in the paint, be able to handle the sidelines and the cutting and stuff. It allows them to build a wall from the paint, just build a wall right in the middle of the half court, so they won't be able to get in as easily.
So with building that wall, how does that help them try to get the turnovers that they honestly need in this game to try to come away with the win?
Well, we're building that wall. That means that wall has a lot of hands in the middle of the court. Like I said, getting in the paint, it will be hard enough in the 1-3-1 zone. Not to mention, if they spin like this in a defensive stance, they'll be able to just create they'll be able to create a lot of opportunities for steals, because there won't be a lot of passing lanes to get past those hands. And also with the person up top, you'll be able to pressure the ball handler, knowing your teammates have your back just in case you get beat.
So besides stopping the turnovers offensively for the Lady Eagles, what do they need to do in this game to try to come away with the win?
They need to have some patience. They need to have some patience, because they've been rushing through the offense a lot. They've been rushing, and then when they get down, they're like, okay, well, I need to score now. I need to score now. They need to realize that they do have time on the clock in order to score. Use the time that you have and get a better shot than what you think you might have. There's always something better on the court. This means you just have to be able to find it. So take your time and find the best opportunity that you can for the possession that you have.
So with that being said, we're going to step away, and when we come back, we will have the starting lineups and the opening tip-off right after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
My name is Michael Mitchell, and I'm Director of Development here at Water 4, and our mission is to eradicate the water crisis.
I'm Kristen Van Dyke. I work at Ernst & Young, UI now, which is a public accounting firm.
I'm Matt Cole with an accounting firm here in Oklahoma City, so I'm a partner in the accounting services and consulting assurance side.
My name is Jennifer Ray, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer here at Oklahoma Christian University. So that means budgeting, financial planning, forecasting, accounting. I went into accounting primarily so that I could move anywhere in the country that my family needed to go, and I would be able to find a job there. It was about flexibility and open doors. There's always something that can be improved upon or looked at in a new way to try to make a difference.
The goal of getting a college education is to launch a career, right? So it's allowed me to have what I think is a successful career that's supported my family, provided us a good living, that's helped me give back to my community.
One interesting thing about accounting, when people find out that I'm an accountant, they either say, wow, you must love math, or, oh, I bet you're super busy in April. And neither one of those things are true. I don't really do much math at all. If I do, it's addition and subtraction or multiplication and division. I'm not really busy during tax season. There's a lot to do in accounting besides tax and auditing.
So I lead the fundraising team here for the organization, trying to fund all of the water work we're doing all over the world. There's nothing we do here at Water 4 that accounting doesn't touch, and we wouldn't be able to do what we do as well as we do without accounting. And it is the language of business, so we work with entrepreneurs in 14 different countries, and not all of them speak English, but accounting is this universal language that we all speak and we all share, and so it gives us the ability to be on the same page about very, very important things in our work, which is trying to get people safe water.
My name is Christopher Sarton. I work at the Museum of the Bible as an AR/VR technician. I use game development software to help program applications for the Museum of the Bible. I graduated from Oklahoma Christian University as a computer science with gaming animation major because I wanted to share my joy of gaming with people. I really enjoyed playing games ever since I was a kid, and I thought it would be a good and interesting way to share my passions with people. There are three things that made me choose OC: my faith, the location, and the degree. I wanted to choose a college that really provided me an outlet to my faith and to grow. And there's not a lot of schools that have that kind of thing, and Oklahoma Christian was one that was pretty close by. The relationships you form and the things that you learn from your friends are really a large part of growing up as a human, and I think that's probably one of the biggest things I learned while at OC. A lot of the faculty were super cool. Professor Harbert's awesome, Chip Cooey, theology department, super cool. Jennifer Bryan is super awesome. She said at the beginning of class, "What do you want to be called?" And I was like, anything? And she goes, yeah. And I was like, oh, Captain America. And she goes, I'm not calling you Captain America. At the end of my time at OC, she actually gave me a coaster that had Captain America stuff on it. Software is always changing. Coding is always changing. New languages come out. The teachers really, really taught us how to think, how to look things up, and how to critically act on those things that we've learned. And all of that stuff is super useful. It teaches us how to think, how to explore, and how to use what we've learned to make amazing products. My favorite and most interesting things, the things I'm really excited about, are the experimental stuff I get to do. Currently, there's a lot of technology at the Museum of the Bible, but part of my job is getting to explore and develop in technologies we don't even have yet. Anything that lets me breach the realm of possibility and go wherever I want to help develop things that'll make the museum popular, make it interesting, or even help it flourish. That's the stuff that really, I don't know, makes me pretty happy.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
We, the Lone Star Conference Student Athlete Advisory Committee, are committed to enhancing the voice of all student athletes,
to speaking out on topics important to us,
to spreading wellness about mental health,
to making an impact in our local communities,
to putting student and student athlete, to developing ourselves professionally for life after the game,
to breaking down barriers for diverse and inclusive environments and ensure opportunity for all.
This is what we're about.
We love to play our sport and encourage others to play as much as they can.
Together we promote opportunity for all student athletes,
protect student athlete welfare, and maintain integrity.
We all wear different colors, but we share the same purpose.
We proudly uphold the positive image of what it is to be a student athlete.
We strive to achieve excellence
through dedication, hard work, service, and teamwork.
We are the student athletes.
We are the voice.
We
are the Lone Star Conference.
was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Of Oklahoma Christian University, welcome to the Eagles Nest. Today's conference matchup features the visiting Mustangs of Midwestern State and your Lady Eagles of Oklahoma Christian. At this time, we invite everyone to please stand. Men, kindly remove your caps as we pay tribute not only to the United States of America, but to those who serve and have served, protecting our freedoms. Let's pray first. Father God, we thank you so much for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to watch this sport. Father, we pray that for those of us as spectators, that you would help us exemplify the character and nature of Jesus Christ. Father, for these athletes, we pray that you would keep each and every one safe. Father, help them enjoy the game they love and the spirit of competition. Father, for this world, for the earth, for this country, Father, we pray peace. And Father, we pray safety upon all of our friends. Help us be the hands and feet of Jesus to bring hope. And we prayed in his name. Amen.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. My name is Zachary Payne, and alongside me is my broadcast partner, Elijah Johnson and Eli. Lady Eagles still on their two-game losing streak as we speak right now. Hopefully they can get back on the winning side here tonight.
Yeah, hopefully they can. Hopefully they can get the offense back intact, and hopefully they can continue their defensive intensity that they have. The past two games, they've been able to force a lot of turnovers, but on the other end, they've been giving the ball right back and then some to the other team. So hopefully they can keep that in check.
Well, it's not going to be an easy task. It's one of the best teams in the Lone Star Conference, the Lady Mustangs of Midwestern State University, who's 7-3 on the regular season so far, come to town to play us. And both teams are struggling at some point. Lady Mustangs struggling on the road, haven't won a game at all on the road this season, but it flips for the Eagles as they haven't won a game at all here at home.
Yeah, this is a very interesting predicament that we're in terms of both teams. It seems like it's the opposite for each team, despite the fact that they're both on losing streaks. So let's see who has the best mental fortitude as a team and has the best motivation as a team to get off this losing streak and get a dub.
Well, one thing that we can see from our point of view right now is the bench size of Midwestern State is a lot bigger than the bench size for the Lady Eagles.
Yeah, and this can be troublesome as Midwestern State can use subs to keep their starters fresh and even keep other people on the bench fresh. Key players that Midwestern has can be able to stay fresh throughout the game, while OC is somewhat forced to use their best players throughout the entire game. So let's see if they have the best conditioning and see if the practice and the conditioning practices have worked out.
Yeah, and then for Oklahoma Christian, the one person in the last two games that's really been out on the floor a lot has been Madison Coyer, and she has the right to, as she is the captain of the team, but that fatigue at some point, especially what happened with Kendra Levings in the last game where her fatigue was very down and she was not able to put up as good of shots as she wanted.
Well, yes, at some point it will get up to Madison Coyer, but it doesn't seem like she's the type of player who would want to come out the game. She seems like the type of player who will want and will play the entire game if she has to, or if she has the option to. So I don't think she really minds the amount of minutes that she's getting. So let's just see if she can be able to keep up the entire intensity that she has in the first quarter all the way throughout to the end of the game.
As we get ready to have the opening tip out, the ball is up, and it is won by Kendra Levings. And Oklahoma Christian will start off with possession of the basketball. Levings now has it at the right wing, gives it back to Bain at the top of the arc. Peck gets the ball, passes it down inside to Epperly. Epperly, nice move there, but too strong on the layup.
That's exactly what you want, though. That's a good first offensive possession for the OC Lady Eagles.
As Risley gives it to Bostic. Bostic at the right wing, up to number 24, Linehan. Linehan starts to drive and works against Tyra Peck, passes it to the left corner, back to Bostic. Now up to Risley. Risley starts to drive in, picks up her dribble, back to Bostic at the left corner. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. She drives in, puts up a floater, short, rebounded by Bain. Now going the other way, Tyra Peck, who coming off a hot game this last week against the Bison of Oklahoma Baptist, puts up the shot, no good.
Those are two makeable shots by the Lady Eagles, and they just both rolled off the rim.
So now Risley gets the ball down low, bounce pass, tries to get it to Miller, and it will go out of bounds.
You know, one thing I find funny, though, is he said they were like one of the Midwest is one of the best teams in the Lone Star Conference. Just a little fun fact is like you see the last names on the back of their jerseys. You don't see that often around here.
As Madison Coyer gives it to Bain on the handoff, starts to drive. Nice drive towards the basket and gets the layup on the right side of the glass. OC with the first points of the game.
It seems OC is a lot more aggressive with dribble drives this game.
As Risley starts to drive in, nice little spin move, gets double teamed out to Bostic at the right wing for a three. Knocks that shot down, giving them the lead now. So 8:24 left. Midwestern State leads 3-2. As Bain has it. Bounce passes it down inside to Epperly and is tipped and stolen away by Miller. Miller then.
Good defense.
Another steal going back the other way now. Oklahoma Christian starts to drive in. Nice lane by Coyer. Coyer too strong on the layup. That's 3 layups that OC should have so far to start this game.
Yeah, that's one thing OC is also struggling with is missed opportunities, missed easy opportunities at that.
Down inside to Risley, and Risley almost gets a stone away, but regains possession of it, puts up the 10-foot jumper, and knocks it down. 3-point game here with 7:35 left in the first quarter. Bain on the left wing hands it off to Kendra Levings. Now at the top of the arc. OC starts to drive in as Tyra Peck passes it out to Coyer. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Coyer starts to drive in. Nice step back, then resumes her dribble down inside. Tries to put up a shot, loses control of it, and it will go out of bounds. Turnover by Oklahoma Christian.
Yeah, and this is one thing I was talking about with them not using the full shot clock, is that she got stuck there and she tried to force up a shot, which wasn't really bad. She could have drawn a foul at that, but it might have been better to just kick it out and reset the offense.
As Bostic puts up another three from the right corner, and she is 2 from 2 for behind the arc.
Seems like Midwestern State is exploiting the holes in the Lady Eagles zone and getting the open shots.
So now Kendra Levings starts to drive in, dishes it back out to Coyer. Coyer works against King. Picks up her dribble, gives it to Bain. Sets the screen for Bain. Bain starts to drive in on the left side, lays it up. Not strong enough on that one. As it is rebounded by King and handed back the other way. King with the nice feed to Risley. Nice hesitation by Risley, who lays it up and in. So Coach Finley's going to quickly call a timeout as it's a 10-0 run now for Midwestern State. And with that, we are going to send it to media, and we'll be right back right after this.
3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother. Yes. You, your football buddy, your football buddy. You, your plumber.
Breathe right into your foot.
Your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Sports Network as Oklahoma Christian trails by 8 with 6:30 left here in the first quarter. OC does have possession of the ball as Blackburn's checked in. Now Bain has it, almost gets it stolen away by Risley on the right side. It gets tipped and then saved by Coyer. OC rushing a lot of things here right now offensively. Tyra Peck at the top of the arc, starts to drive in. Nice spin move by Peck, lays it up. What a layup there by Tyra Peck.
Yeah, that play was saved by Tyra Peck. But it is good to be aggressive, but there is a such thing as over-aggressiveness, and that seems to be the problem with OC.
As King put up a jumper, no good, rebounded by OC. Levings with a wide open 3. Gets it back within 3. So far, that timeout called by Coach Finley has been a good one. As King gets a screen from Risley, bounce pass down inside to Miller. Miller's shot, no good. Rebounded by Blackburn. Coyer then drives in, puts up the jumper at the free throw line, no good. Rebounded by Risley. And then she then loses control of it, and it will go out of bounds so a break for OC. Now we're going to have a sub for Midwestern State, as it looks like Hannah Reynolds is going to check in for Shaughnessy Miller. So now Madison Coyer picks up her dribble at the top of the arc with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Needs to pass it. Gives it to Kendall Blackburn. Blackburn then gives it to Tyra Peck. Down low from a pass from Peck to Bain, lays it up and in.
That was good position by Bain and a good pass by Peck.
So now it's a 1-point lead for Midwestern State as King puts up a long 3 and knocks that down.
Speaking of King, one interesting thing she's doing defensively on Madison Coyer is openly forcing her to go left.
Nice pass from Coyer down low out to Levings, then to Bain, now back to Coyer. Now over to Tyra Peck at the right wing. Peck steps over, puts up the 3. No good. Offensive rebound by Bain, up and in, and the foul.
And that's just Brooklyn Bain continuing what she's been doing for the past 3 games, is getting best positioning in the paint, getting the rebounds, going up, and drawing a foul.
And they're going to say it's going to be on number 10, Frances King, for Midwestern State, and that's going to be the first foul of the game from either team. But they're going to say it was after the shot and the bucket, so OC's just going to get another possession offensively. So now we have a stoppage in play. So they're going to count the bucket, the refs say, and then it's going to be Oklahoma Christian possession as the foul was after the bucket went through the net.
Yeah, you don't see that happen very often in basketball.
Bounce pass to Bain, and then there's going to be looks like a reach-in foul there by Risley. So that's 2 quick fouls for Midwestern State. So now Kendra Levings will attempt to pass the ball in again for OC. Gives it to Kendall Blackburn. Pass down inside, and then there's going to be an offensive foul. It looks like it's going to be on Kendra Levings.
Well, that's 3 straight fouls for the past 3 possessions.
So now King for the Mustangs gives it to Risley. Back out to King. King pump fake, starts to drive in, puts up a highly contested jumper. No good, rebounded by OC, and then it's going to go off Risley and out of bounds.
And on that jumper by King, you can see her and the coach throw their hands up looking for a foul.
So now it's a 2-point game with 4 minutes left. Oklahoma Christian, ever since the Coach Finley timeout, has been on a very good run here. As Tyra Peck drives in, loses control of her footing, picks it up, just hits the ball over to Blackburn. Blackburn's 3 attempt, no good. Rebounded by Bain, and Bain with the easy layup to tie it. So King now at the right corner, gives it to Risley, who's wide open, puts up the shot, no good off the jumper, as Blackburn causes number 11, Reynolds, down low to try to pass it, and makes her step on the baseline. So it's going to be a turnover for Midwestern State. So all knotted up at 13 apiece with 3:25 left in the first quarter. Oklahoma Christian with possession of the basketball. Kendall Blackburn, nice pass down low to Bain, and Bain again with the great positioning.
It seems like OC's been practicing those passes a lot more because those passes look a lot more sharp and on target than the past 2 games.
Over to King in the right corner. Her shot from behind the arc, no good. Rebounded by Madison Coyer. Coyer scrambles for the ball, picks up the ball before a tie-up, so OC will still have possession of the ball. Now Tyra Peck has it, moves up towards the logo. 14 seconds left on the shot clock, over to Levings in the right wing. Now back to Blackburn, now to Coyer. 6 seconds left. Levings, highly contested 3, gets it to go.
That's exactly what I've been talking about with them with patience. It was about 3 seconds left on the shot clock, and they used every single opportunity that they had.
So now it looks like they inbound the ball a little too quick there, as the shot clock was not set appropriately. So now we're going to have a few subs, and Madison Coyer is going to check out of the game for number 33, Erica James. So 18-13 Oklahoma Christian over Midwestern State. As number 11 Reynolds puts up a jumper, and that shot is good.
Midwestern State is not afraid just to do a catch and shoot in the short range shots.
As Tyra Peck now has possession, starts to drive in, wants to pick up her dribble. And on his last touch, they're going to say by Tyra Peck as it goes out of bounds.
Again, that's just over-aggressiveness. It wasn't really a clear lane, and then she just lost her dribble.
So now number 24, Leahan, puts up the shot, no good, rebounded by Withy. Now Midwestern State with possession, back to Lenahan. Lenahan's jumper from behind the arc, nods it up. Last minute 35 here in the first quarter. Tyra Peck with possession of the ball, gives it to James. Nice find from James to Blackburn. Blackburn generates the foul and will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. That was a nice find by Erica James there.
Good hustle by OC on the other end, just to have bodies all over the floor, just even though they didn't come up with the ball.
So now we're going to have another quick sub as number 1, Eternity Jackson, checks into the ball game. And it looks like that's for Francis King, as Blackburn makes the first attempt at the line. And it looks like we have a little bit of a stoppage because it looks like Kendall Blackburn has some blood on her arm. So with that, we're going to have a little bit of a stoppage of play. So while we wait, we're going to take a little break. Now, as we're still waiting for Kendall Blackburn to check in, but it looks like number 14, Maya Buchanan, is going to come in, as Blackburn's still going to have to get some attention over there with the blood situation. So Buchanan's going to take the second free throw attempt for Oklahoma Christian, and she's going to miss that one. So now Eternity Jackson has possession of the ball. Hesitates, puts up the jumper from behind the arc. Rebounded by Tyra Peck. So now Tyra Peck brings the ball up the floor, picks up her dribble, gets it knocked out, so now she can resume dribbling. As Peck then gets it deflected again, and we have a scramble for the ball, and it's going to be a tie-up. And
that was good on-ball pressure by Midwestern State. Just being able to, whenever she picked up the ball, just poke it out of her hands.
So now, due to the possession arrow, Midwestern State will have possession of the ball as Jackson passes it over to number 14, Diaz. Diaz puts up a three, no good. Offensive rebound by Whitty. No good on the shot, and the ball will go out of bounds. OC ball with 42.8 seconds left here in the first quarter. OC could possibly get a 2-for-1 here. Tyra Peck gives it to Erica James. James then starts to drive in, wants to lay it up. Lays it up, gets the foul, but does not get the bucket to fall.
That was a good attack by Erica James.
So Erica James is going to go to the line for the first time tonight for Oklahoma Christian.
Possibly get her first points as an Eagle.
As that shot is up and good. So James' second attempt is also up, and that shot is good. OC back up by 3. Shot clock is turned off. Midwestern State might just hold it for the last shot of the first quarter. As Jackson starts to drive in, passes it out to Diaz. Diaz then moves over, drives in, gets tipped and stolen away by Tyra Peck, but she loses control of it, and it will go out of bounds with 13.7 seconds left in the first quarter. So now Midwestern State, with the ball down at their own end, gives it to Jackson. Jackson has all day to shoot if she wants, does not take it, starts to drive in, goes on the left side of the glass. There's a foul on the floor before the layup, and it's going to be on. And it looks like Buchanan. So now Midwestern State gets it back as Diaz starts to drive in. There's going to be a travel by Diaz, so now Oklahoma Christian has a chance to try to get some free points at the end of the first quarter.
That travel was more so of her foot slipping rather than her walking.
So now Tyra Peck checks out for Oklahoma Christian as Buchanan gives it to Coyer. Coyer starts to drive in, needs to put up a shot. Hauls it down the floor, and it comes up short. So at the end of the first quarter, Oklahoma Christian leads 21-18 over Midwestern State. And with that, we'll be right back right after this.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian leads by 3 as we get ready to start the second quarter of play. And Elijah, what did you like from that first quarter from the Lady Eagles?
The entry pass into the post seems like they're much sharper and much more precise than they were the past 2 games. And they just haven't had as many turnovers as they did in the first quarter throughout the past 2 home games.
So Oklahoma Christian will start off with possession of the basketball here in the second quarter of play as Madison Coyer gives it to Kendra Levings. Now to Buchanan. Over to James, and it's tipped and stolen away, but recovered by Buchanan. Now to Madison Coyer. Starts to drive in, finds a little bit of a lane, gives it back to James, and James just moves too fast and is stolen away, going back by Midwestern State's Morgan Linehan. And the shot is no good, and looks like there's a foul down low for a scramble of the ball on the rebound.
Or maybe they're calling it out of bounds as she just rolled onto the line.
So now Midwestern State passes it in. Diaz starts to drive in, gives it to number 13, Fields, who lays it up and in. So now Buchanan at the left wing. Wants to give it to Levings. And there's going to be a blocking foul called on number 0, Miller, for Midwestern State. And that's going to be the first foul of the quarter for the Mustangs. Now Kendra Levings with the bounce pass to Buchanan. Over to Levings. Levings with the step back 3. No good. And there's going to be an over-the-back call on Amaya Buchanan.
Yeah, she just reached from behind her and hit her in both arms, so she wasn't able to secure the ball.
So there's now going to be another sub for Midwestern State. And it looks like it's King checking back into the game. So now Jackson with possession of the ball at the right wing. Starts to move back towards the top of the arc. Hands it off to Fields. Now back to Diaz. Diaz drives in. Her layup too strong. OC has possession going the other way. Coyer picks up her dribble, passes it out to Levings. Levings then starts to drive now to Kendall Blackburn. Pass down inside to Buchanan. James lays it up, gets no good on the layup. So now going back the other way.
It seems like OC has problems of resetting their offense once the first play doesn't work.
As King puts up a layup on the right side, and that shot is no good. It goes in and out of the basket. So now Madison Coyer is going to try to slow it down for the Eagles. As Buchanan now has possession, 15 seconds left. Bounce pass too far in front for James. And then it's going to be stolen away by Madison Coyer down it the other way. Great hustle there. And it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a injury timeout for a Midwestern State player. As her teammates now officially help her up. And the injured Mustang was Diaz. So it's good to see her up and walking. Looks like she just got the wind knocked out of her. So now Kendra Levings with possession of the basketball gets ready to inbound it for the Eagles. OC up by 1, 7:49 left in the first half. Bounce pass from Coyer to Bain. Bain starts to drive in, gives it to Blackburn. Blackburn step back 3, good. Nice job by Blackburn getting separation there for that 3. As that puts OC up by 4. Now a pass down inside to Fields. Fields' shot no good. Offensive rebound though.
That's just height. That was just height in the paint. Her being able to get off the ground quicker and her being taller and longer.
So now Coyer drives. Gets blocked on the layup by Jackson. Now over to King in the left corner. Picks up her dribble. Almost gets away with the travel there. They're going to say a kickball, and they're going to say it's going to be on King. So now Kendra Levings waiting to inbound the ball to Madison Coyer. Oklahoma Christian trying to increase their lead here on this possession. Coyer right in the right wing. To Blackburn, catch and shoot three, in and out of the bucket, but it looks like there's going to be a foul called on Midwestern State for a push, and it's going to give Oklahoma Christian the ball yet again. And they're going to say the foul was on number 1, Eternity Jackson.
Ever since that timeout in the first quarter, OC has been able to match or surpass Midwestern State in terms of weight and intensity on the court.
As Oklahoma Christian produces their favorite play off the inbound to Blackburn as she makes the shot from the free throw line. But down at the other end, there's a layup off the glass by King, who gets the bucket to fall, and will go to the free throw line. And she converts the three-point play. Still a 1-point game now. 6:20 left here in the first half. Madison Coyer starts to drive in, hands it off to Bain. Bain then passes it to Tyra Peck, and there's a scramble for the ball. It looks like they're going to say a push foul on Fields.
This game is getting more and more physical as it goes on. There's a lot of pushing fouls, a lot of people falling on the court, a lot of loose ball fouls, and everything like that.
So now Fields is going to come off the floor after that call. As Blackburn gets the inbound, hands it off to Peg, now over to Bain. Bain then starts to drive in on the left side. Nice spin move jumper. She knocks it down. So now King trying to get them back. Passes it to Reynolds, who puts up a jumper at the free throw line. Offensive rebound by Risley. Over to Jackson. Jackson saves it from going out of bounds, and it goes straight to Tyra Peck. 2-on-1. Tyra Peck puts up the layup, no good. There's a scramble for the ball, and they're going to say another foul, and it looks like it's going to be on. It looks like on King. That's going to be their 4th team foul here in the second quarter. So one more foul for the Mustangs will put the Eagles in the bonus. As Kendra Levings gets the inbound, passes it back inside to Bain. Bain fights along the glass, puts up the shot, and there's a foul called there, and it's going to be a shooting foul.
It was great post moves by Brooklyn Bain. Great footwork by her, being able to move into the center of the floor and just going up strong and drawing the foul.
And it's going to be on Risley, her second foul of the game. And Brooklyn Bain, who's at the free throw line right now to shoot 2, already has 10 points for the Eagles. And she missed the first attempt at the free throw line. Risley will try to make the second one, as it is up, and it is good. So a 2-point game. Jackson with possession at the left wing. She drives in, puts up a floater, no good on the shot. Rebounded by Kendra Levings. There's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow towards Midwestern State.
Midwestern State is getting a lot of good looks, but it's not being able to drop.
So Midwestern State, who's been trying to catch up to the Lady Eagles all throughout this second quarter of play. But anytime they get close, they just miss their shot, and OC goes down and scores. And there's going to be a foul there for sure on Kendall Blackburn. That's going to send Reynolds to the free throw line to shoot 2. This is going to be the first time Reynolds has made it to the free throw line here tonight. And there's a little bit of a delay, as Kendra Levings is going to check out for Emma Epperly.
This is a bigger lineup than we're used to seeing from the Lady Eagles.
As Reynolds' first attempt is up, and it goes off the back part of the rim and out. So a little bit of a break there for Oklahoma Christian. Reynolds' second attempt is up and good. 5:09 left. OC up 29-26 over Midwestern State. Madison Coyer drives in, passes it down inside to Bain. Bain almost gets pushed out of bounds, tries to pass and looks like it was deflected by Midwestern State and will go out of bounds. And with that, we have a media timeout called, so we will step away. OC up by 3.
Of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian leads by 3 with 4:53 left here in the first half of play. And this whole second quarter, Elijah, has just been nothing but physicality.
And nothing but physicality, nothing but foul calls, physicalities, and people being thrown to the floor. It's more of a WrestleMania than an actual basketball game.
As Oklahoma Christian will inbound the ball as Kent Blackburn gets it, tries to pass it down to Epperly and is stolen away by Whitten. As now Jackson has it at the left wing. Gives it to Miller. Miller starts to drive in. Nice lane find there by Miller to get the bucket on the left side of the glass.
That's something that shouldn't happen, her being able to split the defense so easily.
So now Madison Coyer gives it to Epperly. Pass down inside to Blackburn. Back out at the top of the arc.
It's like OC's offense consists of 4 on top and 1 in the post.
So now going back the other way after the steal is Linehan. Tries to pass it over to Miller. Miller with the wide open 3. No good. Rebounded by Epperly.
They were lucky she missed that shot. It wasn't really good hustle by Brooklyn Bain as she just watched the ball and allowed number 0 to go get it.
And an excellent precision pass by Madison Coyer to Bain for the easy layup.
This is good from OC. If they can hold this up, this will be the second quarter that they've won in terms of the last 3 games.
So now number 24, Linehan, starts to drive in. There's going to be a jump ball. What a play by the Eagles. Possession arrow is for OC, so they will have the ball now.
Thank you for your Lady Eagles, number 33, Heritage.
So now OC with possession of the ball, up by 3. It's really been a 1-possession game throughout this whole second quarter. As Tyra Pex drives in, puts up the floater, looks like it was blocked, and now we're going to have a tie-up, and it's going to go back the other way.
I mean, Hannah Reynolds is just so tall, it's hard to get almost anything over her.
So now Jackson gives it over to Reynolds. Now back to Jackson at the left wing. Jackson then gives it to Linehan. Linehan drives in, puts up a long free throw there, and just gets the ball to go in the hole. OC back up by just 1 point. Coyer gives it to Bain. Bain puts up the floater, no good. So now Linehan Gives it to Whitty. Now to Miller. Miller tries to pass it down inside to Reynolds. Reynolds got away with a little bit of a push there. Now back to Jackson. Jackson drives in, is blocked by Coyer, and Coyer saves it from going out of bounds.
That's just a great play by Madison Coyer.
Is now Coyer with possession of the ball after getting the steal for OC. Takes the screen from Epperly, drives in, puts up, and then generates the foul down low. And the foul is going to be on Miller, her second.
And already, the Lady Eagles have probably shot more free throws than they did the last game.
As Coyer misses the first attempt at the free throw line. As now we have a little bit of a delay, as now Coyer will get the ball to try to attempt her second attempt. She knocks that one down.
Second free throw is good. Number 12, Kayla Johnson in for Midwestern.
As now Jackson with possession of the ball. Moves over to the right side, hands it off to number 12, Johnson. Now to Reynolds. Back to Linehan. Linehan with a highly contested three, but knocks the shot down.
One thing about Midwestern is they're not afraid to rise up over the defender and shoot the ball.
And with that shot from Linehan from behind the arc, it's going to put Midwestern State up by 1. Minute 34 left.
Scary pass by Madison Coyer.
Coyer gives it to a wide open Tyra Peck, puts up the three. No good as it goes off the rim, rebounded by Jackson. Jackson then loses control of it. It's almost stolen away by Buchanan from behind, but it will go out of bounds.
That was Erica James. Good hustle by Erica James to be able to track down the ball handler. It seems like Midwestern is having problems figuring out who's going to throw in the ball or not.
Now Jackson gets the inbound pass, a minute 14 left. To Whitty. Whitty passes it to Linehan. Linehan shot, no good. Offensive rebound by Whitty, and she puts up the shot and gets it to fall.
That was a good job by her, using her body to just ward off Madison Coyer and go up for the layup.
Officially in the last possession, or last minute of the first half, is Coyer. Moves over to the left side, gives it to Tyra Peck. OC working the perimeter. James drives in, lays it up, and is fouled and will go to the line, and James is a little slow to get up.
It's probably just her protecting that knee of hers, which has kept her on the sideline for so long.
Erica James,
as we're still waiting, and it looks like Linehan is getting ready to check out of the ballgame for Midwestern State. But the ref is coming over to talk to the other ref.
Seems like a lot of confusion among referees this game.
So now James will get the ball to shoot her first attempt at the line. She makes the first one. Gets it back within a 2-point game with 37 seconds left here in the first half. Her second attempt is up and good. So now Erica James is going to check out of the ball game for Hopgood. So now Jackson with possession of the ball, up by 1 for the Mustangs.
If they go quick, they can have a 2-for-1 opportunity.
As Linehan now has possession of the ball, and there's going to be, looks like an illegal screen called on Reynolds. So shot clock is now turned off. OC with the chance to try to go into halftime with the lead. As Coyer starts to move over, 10 seconds left on the game clock. Nice find by Coyer to Peck.
That's great off-ball movement by Tyra Peck.
2 seconds left as Jackson just hauls it up. No good as it goes off the backboard, and at the end of the first half, Oklahoma Christian leads 36-35. We'll be right back with the halftime report right after this.
My name is Michael Mitchell, and I'm Director of Development here at Water 4, and our mission is to eradicate the water crisis.
I'm Kristen Van Dyke. I work at Ernst & Young, UI now, which is a public accounting firm.
I'm Matt Cole with an accounting firm here in Oklahoma City, so I'm a partner in the accounting services and consulting assurance side.
My name is Jennifer Ray, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer here at Oklahoma Christian University. So that means budgeting, financial planning, forecasting, accounting. I went into accounting primarily so that I could move anywhere in the country that my family needed to go, and I would be able to find a job there. It was about flexibility and open doors. There's always something that can be improved upon or looked at in a new way to try to make a difference.
The goal of getting a college education is to launch a career, right? So it's allowed me to have what I think is a successful career that's supported my family, provided us a good living, that's helped me give back to my community.
One interesting thing about accounting, when people find out that I'm an accountant, they either say, wow, you must love math, or oh, I bet you're super busy in April. And neither one of those things are true. I don't really do much math at all. If I do, it's addition and subtraction or multiplication and division. I'm not really busy during tax season. There's a lot to do in accounting besides tax and auditing.
So I lead the fundraising team here for the organization, trying to fund all of the water work we're doing all over the world. There's nothing we do here at Water 4 that accounting doesn't touch, and we wouldn't be able to do what we do as well as we do without accounting. And it is the language of business, so we work with entrepreneurs in 14 different countries, and not all of them speak English, but accounting is this universal language that we all speak and we all share, and so it gives us the ability to be on the same page about very, very important things in our work, which is trying to get people safe water.
My name's Christopher Sarton. I work at the Museum of the Bible as an AR/VR technician. I use game development software to help program applications for the Museum of the Bible. I graduated from Oklahoma Christian University as a computer science with gaming animation major because I wanted to share my joy of gaming with people. I really enjoyed playing games ever since I was a kid, and I thought it would be a good and interesting way to share my passions with people. There are three things that made me choose OC: my faith, the location, and the degree. I wanted to choose a college that really provided me an outlet to my faith and to grow. And there's not a lot of schools that have that kind of thing, and Oklahoma Christian was one that was pretty close by. The relationships you form and the things that you learn from your friends are really a large part of growing up as a human, and I think that's probably one of the biggest things I learned while at OC. A lot of the faculty were super cool. Professor Harbert's awesome, Chip Cooey, theology department, super cool. Jennifer Bryan is super awesome. She said at the beginning of class, "What do you want to be called?" And I was like, "Anything?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, Captain America." And she goes, "I'm not calling you Captain America." At the end of my time at OC, she actually gave me a coaster that had Captain America stuff on it. Software is always changing. Coding is always changing. New languages come out. The teachers really taught us how to think, how to look things up, and how to critically act on those things that we've learned. And all of that stuff is super useful. It teaches us how to think, how to explore, and how to use what we've learned to make amazing products. My favorite and most interesting things, the things I'm really excited about, are the experimental stuff I get to do. Currently, there's a lot of technology at the Museum of the Bible, but part of my job is getting to explore and develop in technologies we don't even have yet. Anything that lets me breach the realm of possibility and go wherever I want to help develop things that'll make the museum popular, make it interesting, or even help it flourish. That's the stuff that really, I don't know, makes me pretty happy.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Welcome back to the Payne Athletic Center here in Oklahoma Christian. Lady Eagles are ahead 36-35 over the Mustangs of Midwestern State University. And Eli, that whole second quarter was just nothing but physical attacks down low.
Well, yeah, it was a typical second quarter. Not really. It was the complete opposite of that. It's just mostly a lot of fouls, a lot of bodies on the floor, a lot of loose balls, off-ball fouls, picks being set, hard picks being set, and just a lot of physicality from both teams.
As Oklahoma Christian's top scorer so far has been number 12, Brooklyn Bain, and she's just done everything the last few games that the Eagles could ask for.
Yeah, the difference is that she actually has some help today. Is that they've been Kendra Blackburn has 6 points, which doesn't seem like a lot, but they have 36 total points and she has 15. That's almost half the points, but at the same time, in the past two to three games, she's had next to all of OC's points.
So the one person for the Mustangs that has been going off that's number 24, Morgan Linehan, and she has 8 points on the evening for Midwestern State, but some of those shots have been from behind the arc.
Yeah, that leads me to OC's defense is that they're still running their usual 2-3 zone, but it's a lot more condensed than usual. They're packing more players inside the three-point line and allowing them to shoot.
Now the biggest difference between the two teams has been turnovers. Oklahoma Christian has forced 11 turnovers for the Mustangs, but Midwestern State's only forced 7.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed to do as well. The turnover battle has been lost each time they were at home this season, and that just led to them losing possessions and then eventually losing games. So they're doing exactly what they need to do in terms of keeping the ball safe and not turning the ball over, even though they have been making some real errant throws and being able to lose the ball a lot, but they've been able to recover it and not give it to Midwestern State.
So far it's been a highly good shooting contest between both teams, as both teams are around 45% from the field. So that's just showing great precision and great time awareness for both teams to find the open look.
Yeah, and one thing OC does need to watch out for is that they did have the typical drop-off, shooting 50% in the first quarter, but only 38% in the second. If they keep dropping off like this, eventually Midwestern will be able to catch up.
So, Eli, from your perspective in that game, what does Oklahoma Christian need to do to help correct some of their turnovers and some of their issues?
Well, they don't really have a turnover problem. They just need to be able to keep their field goal percentage up like they usually do. You can't be able to just drop throughout the quarters. If you drop throughout the quarters, the third and fourth quarter are arguably the most important quarters of a game. So if they lose those quarters, they'll lose the game.
What does Midwestern State need to do to try to stop Oklahoma Christian? This has been a back and forth game either way, which has been a great contest, but one team needs to step up on either end of the floor.
Well, the team that's going to win the game is going to win the loose ball battle. Whoever just gets more loose balls than the other team, because there's been a lot of physicality and a lot of people losing control of their dribble and stuff like that. So whoever can be able to just pick up the loose ball and throw their body on the floor and show more effort than the other team will win.
So Brooklyn Bain, we've already said, already has 15 points for the Lady Eagles. How does she continue that here in the second half?
Just continue getting positioning inside and wait for the pass. That's really all she can do, and get those offensive rebounding when necessary.
So that's going to do it for our halftime report. We're going to step away, and we'll be back with the start of the second half right after this.
Our conference Student Athlete Advisory Committee are committed to enhancing the voice of all student athletes,
to speaking out on topics important to us,
to spreading wellness about mental health,
to making an impact in our local communities,
to being student and student athlete,
to developing ourselves professionally for life after the game,
to breaking down barriers for diverse and inclusive environments and ensure opportunity for all.
This is what we're about.
We love to play our sport and encourage others to play as much as they can.
Together we promote opportunity for all student athletes,
protect student athlete welfare, and maintain integrity.
We all wear different colors, but we share the same purpose.
We proudly uphold the positive image of what it is to be a student athlete.
We strive to achieve excellence
through dedication, hard work, service, and teamwork.
We are the student athletes.
We are the voice.
We
are the Lone Star Conference.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfies. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
As we get ready to start the second half of play, Oklahoma Christian leads 36-35 over the Midwestern State Mustangs. And Elijah, do you think we're going to still see that physicality here in the start of the second half?
Probably. It will probably increase throughout the game because as we get to the third and fourth quarter, the pressure piles on both teams. And if it's already a physical game in the first half, it's just only going to get even more physical in the second.
Well, there is a difference in fouls so far between both teams as Midwestern State has forced 12 fouls and Oklahoma Christian's only given up 5 fouls for the entire game so far.
Yeah, that's good for OC as they'll be able to get in the line or get extra possessions out of it. So if they can force Midwestern to empty their bench and get more fouls and get them on the free throw line much more often, then they may be able to, pull something out.
So Oklahoma Christian will have possession of the ball to start the second half as Madison Coyer starts to drive in, works against King. Now gets to Tyra Peck. Peck with a bounce pass to Epperly, back out. A lot of quick movement by the Lady Eagles to start this game. Now back to Coyer. Coyer's jumper, no good from the left corner. Rebounded by the Mustangs. Now given to King. King puts up a shot. It looks like it was blocked by Madison Coyer a little bit. It will go out of bounds, and they're going to say it was last touch by the Mustangs.
Again, them just being physical, getting their hands on the ball, and not allowing her to go up for a layup.
As now Levings has it at the left wing for OC. Tries to pass it down to Bain, but the Mustangs were all over that. There's 2 defenders on Brooklyn Bain down low.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good pass, and that's very reminiscent of the past few games, so they keep trying to force the ball into the post instead of letting it happen naturally.
So we're almost done with the first minute of this second half. So far, no one scored to open up the second half. Madison Coyer just gets the ball right in her hands off that pass. As Kendra Levings with the long 3. No good. Rebounded by King of the Mustangs. Brings it up the floor. Moves over to the right side. Gives it to Linehan. Linehan at the right wing. Works against Tyra Peck. Starts to drive in on the right side. Gets it tipped out. Last touch by Tyra Peck as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, you can see her calling for a screen to the left side to either take the screen or open up a lane for her. And she just took it a bit too early.
So the Mustangs will have possession of the ball down at their own end with 13 seconds left on the shot clock as number 2, Bostic, puts up a 3. No good from behind the arc. Rebounded by Epperly.
That was a great contest as well.
So Coyer. Bounce pass to Epperly at the top of the arc. Now to Levings. Levings moving along the perimeter. Pass inside to Epperly. Epperly, nice spin move, lays it up on the right side, too strong. King going back the other way. Gives it to Risley. To Linehan now at the left wing. Pass down inside the paint. Pump fake by Miller. Generates the foul on Epperly, and that's going to be a shooting foul, so she will go to the line to shoot 2. As you can see right here, Miller on the post up, turns around, goes straight into Epperly's hand. But Miller will miss the first attempt at the free throw line. Miller's second attempt is up. That is also no good. So OC with a little bit of a break on the free throw attempts. So Coyer now starts to drive in, finds a little bit of a lane, bounce passes it down inside to Levings, but it's stolen away by Linehan. Linehan with a nice behind the back move, drives, lays it up on the right side, no good.
It seems like OC is forcing a lot more passes than what is available.
Nice bounce pass from Tyra Peck, who then gets it back at the top, back down inside to Epperly. Epperly with a nice post move, too strong as it goes off the rim and out. Back the other way. Both teams are still scoreless to start this second half. King drives in, pulls up, no good on the jumper, rebounded by Kendra Levings. Coyer. And gets it stolen from behind. And now Tyra Peck's trying to slow down. Nice transition defensively by Tyra Peck to help get her teammates down at the other end. And after the steal by King, no shot is no good and will go out of bounds. So OC with a nice helpful hand from Tyra Peck defensively. Catches a break.
It seems like both teams have a lid on top of the hoop. We can't get anything to fall right now.
So Coyer. Nice spin move at the top. Starts to find in. Gives it to Bain. Bain picks up her dribble. Bounce pass down inside to Epperly. Back out to Peck. Over to Coyer. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Finds Bain. Bain lays it up. No good. 6:30 left here. Still scoreless from both teams in the second half. Wide open three by Miller. No good. Both teams playing great defensively. As Coyer at the top of the arc. Over to Peck at the right wing. Now down inside to Epperly. Epperly tries to put up a shot. No foul called. As now Miller brings the ball up the floor for the Mustangs. King at the left wing now. Wants a screen. Gets one from Miller. Picks up her dribble inside the arc. Pulls up now. No good on the jumper.
Seems like both teams are just really out of sync in their offense. But defensively, they're holding their own.
So Madison Coyer is going to try to slow it down here for OC as now Epperly gets it, passes it down inside to Coyer, and Coyer finally scores for the Eagles. 38-35, 5:24 left in the third quarter of play. Pass inside to Lenahan. Lenahan is then fouled from behind, and she's going to go to the free throw line to shoot two. Foul was on Tyra Peck.
And substitutions for both teams coming in, probably trying to provide a spark for either offense to be able to just score and get their offensive rolling.
As Lenahan's first attempt at the free throw line is up and good. And as you can see right here on the replay, Lenahan, nice spin move. There's definitely contact by Tyra Peck on the arm that sends her to the line as she makes both. So now Peck gives it to Levings. Levings starts to dribble. Moves up to the top of the arc. Now back to Tyra Peck at the right wing. Gets a screen from Blackburn. Dishes it out to Bain. Bain starts to drive in. Bounce pass to Epperly, and Blackburn. And Blackburn just one step ahead as it goes out of bounds, and we're going to have a media timeout. OC up by 1.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, yes. You, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber.
Breathe right into your foot.
Your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
As we are back at the Eagles Nest, OC up 38-37, 4:54 left here in the third quarter of play. Both teams only been able to make one bucket here apiece in the second half. As Lenahan for the Mustangs tries to pass it down and stolen away by Levings. 2-on-1 for OC. Nice feed from Levings to Peck, and Peck was looking for a foul off of that shot. I think it was a good no call. King Three from the top of the arc, no good, and there's going to be an over-the-back foul called on number 23 on Mandy Whitney.
I don't know what it is with both teams, but they both seem tired. I don't know if it's fatigue getting to them or they're just not fully into the game right now.
So now Levings with possession of the ball for the Eagles. Pass down inside to Bain. Bain fights, puts up the layup, no good. Rebounded by the Mustangs. King starts to drive in, puts up a shot. It was deflected. It looks like she was trying to pass it. Gets the ball back, puts up a shot, no good. Rebounded by OC. And then there's going to be an offensive foul called on Bain.
Extending that forearm and just keeping King off of her. It's a little bit of a push off.
It looks like Madison Coyer is going to get ready to check back in for Oklahoma Christian. She's going to come in for Tyra Peck. So now King gives it to Bostic. Bostic working around the perimeter. Hands it to Lenahan. Lenahan puts a shot up from behind the arc, and that shot is good.
Put Midwestern State up by 2.
So now OC down. Coyer looks to try to get him knotted back up. Down inside to Blackburn. Blackburn forces her way, gets her offensive rebound, puts a second chance up, and is fouled, and will go to the free throw line.
That was good defense on the first shot, but on the second shot they went for the block and ended up hitting her on the arm.
Good toughness down low by Blackburn to fight and get that offensive rebound from her own missed shot.
Yeah, that was great toughness and grit by her.
So now Blackburn, who's been to the free throw line once, was supposed to shoot 2 but had to come off because she had some blood on her arm. Makes this attempt at the free throw line, has one more attempt. So now Blackburn's second attempt is up, and that shot is no good. OC still trails by 1. So now King works against James. Down inside to Risley. There's now Kendra Levings with possession of the ball, gives it to Madison Coyer. Coyer pulls up from behind the arc. She doesn't do that often, but she knocks it down.
I guess she was just feeling confident that possession. That confidence paid off, giving the OC a 2-point lead.
So now Bostic, who's been very quiet here in this game, gives it to Lenahan. Lenahan tries to pass it down inside to Reynolds. And the ball is stolen away by Blackburn. Going the other way, Coyer lays it up on the right side. No good on the shot. Up to King on the fast break. Lenahan with the pump fake. Drives in towards the hoop. Lays it off the left side of the glass and in.
It's going to be a very close game if it continues to be like this.
As Coyer with 2:18 left has possession of the ball for OC. Now Blackburn Bain has it back to Coyer. Coyer another 3. That shot is off. Going back the other way are the Mustangs. King gives it to Reynolds. Reynolds with a quick catch and pass. And that was going to be too far in front for Risley.
That was a good tip pass by Reynolds, but Risley just wasn't ready for it. She wasn't expecting it. And Midwestern State has had a lot of turnovers like that where the pass was either too far ahead or they just weren't expecting it. And just be able to get a tiny hand on the ball, just loop, but then turn it over afterwards.
So now Coyer slowly crosses the half-court line, gives it to Tyra Peck. Tyra finds a lane, lays it up, too strong. There's going to be an over-the-back call, and it looks like it's going to be on Buchanan. So now the Mustangs will try to regain the lead with 1:40 left here in the third quarter of play. Reynolds to Risley. Risley quick pass down inside to Diaz. Diaz lays it up, no good, gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in, and gets the foul. They're going to say it's on Kendall Blackburn. So now with that foul, it's going to put the Mustangs also in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter as Diaz makes the attempt at the free throw line and converts the three-point play. So now the Eagles down by 3. Tyra Peck with possession to Blackburn. Blackburn works against Reynolds. Nice bounce pass. Feed to Coyer. Back out to Blackburn. Blackburn's 3. No good. Offensive rebound by Buchanan. Buchanan's put back. No good. Rebounded by Reynolds. Now to King. Linehan in the right corner. Passes it down inside to Risley. Risley works against Buchanan. The ball's going to go out of bounds as it was too far in front. So Oklahoma Christian will now have possession of the ball with 47.8 seconds left. As Madison Coyer has possession of the ball. Starts to drive in. Gives it to James. James then picks up her dribble. Trips and falls, and it's going to be stolen away by Risley. Risley's going to lay it up on the right side and gets the finger roll to go.
Seems like a lot of people at Butterfingers this quarter is not being able to hold on to the ball.
So now Coyer acts like she's going to drive in, pulls back. Shot clock is turned off, and it looks like Coach Finley wants her to take the last shot of the game, or of the third quarter, excuse me. So Coyer then drives in, finds a lane, gets the foul, and will go to the free throw line.
Madison Coyer is a lot more aggressive in this quarter than she was in the past, too.
And they're going to say the foul was on number 14, Diaz. And that's going to be her second of the game. So Madison Coyer, who's been at the free throw line once, is 1 for 2, misses that first attempt at the line. So Coyer gets ready to have the second free throw attempt, and the shot is up, and that shot is good. So looks like Bain's going to check back in for Buchanan. So the Mustangs let the ball roll, pick it up, and pass down inside to Reynolds, and Reynolds with a quick put up. 1 second left. Tyra Peck has it. Shot clock is turned off. And at the end of the third quarter, OC trails the Mustangs 49-43, and we'll be right back with the start of the fourth quarter right after this.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest. Oklahoma Christian is trailing by their largest deficit so far in this game, and it's 49-43 against the Mustangs. And Elijah, you pointed out something from the statistics, and Oakley's shooting percentage has just slowly gone down as the game's gone on.
Yeah, first quarter they shot 53%, second quarter they shot 38%, the third quarter they shot a dismal 13%, only 2 of 15, and yet somehow they're only down by 6 points. And that's just going to be credit to their defense. But it seems like the Midwestern State Mustangs are just getting much better after each quarter.
As The Mustangs will start off with possession of the ball here in the fourth quarter. Linehan starts to drive in. Nice little move there. Lays it up too strong as it goes in and out of the bucket. Rebounded by Epperly. So now Coyer needs to find a spark for the Lady Eagles. Coyer, nice spin move, finds Peck in the corner. Peck for three, no good. Rebounded by James. Second chance opportunity for OC. Bain gets the ball, no good. Third chance opportunity now as Epperly puts up a shot. Well, looks like it was knocked out of her hand from behind and will go out of bounds. Will remain with the Eagles. So now Bain gets possession of it. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. She needs help. Passes it to James in the left corner, who brings it up to the left wing. 10 seconds left. James lays it up, too strong, rebounded by Risley.
That was a very underwhelming offensive possession by OC as they never really found their footing.
So Linehan starts to move over, wants a screen, picks up her dribble. Looks like there was a little bit of a push there by Diaz. But King now with the jumper knocks that down, and OC's now down by 8. Addison Coyer works against Diaz, gives it to James, and James gets it stolen away from behind, and King all by herself lays it up and in. 10-point game now in favor of the Mustangs. And Coach Finley's going to call a quick timeout. We're just waiting to see. We're going to let it be a media timeout, so we'll step away. OC down by 10.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Oklahoma Christian trails by 10 with 8:17 left, and OC cannot seem to find a spark or get any momentum here in this game.
Yeah, let's see who can hold on to the ball better. There's not many turnovers this game, but there's a lot of passes that could be better and a lot of people losing control of the dribble.
As Coyer gets it stolen away from behind by Diaz, and Diaz lays it up, and it is blocked by Coyer. And then there's going to be a foul called on Tyra Peck as she just runs into Diaz.
And speaking of losing their dribble, she was just easily stripped. Good hustle by her to be able to get back on defense and get the block.
So now the Mustangs will inbound the ball. As King gives it to Diaz. Diaz quick pass down inside to Reynolds. Reynolds puts up a shot. It also looked like a pass. There's a scramble for the ball, and it's going to be last touch. They're going to say bye. There's going to be a foul called on Tyra Peck, and it's going to be a blocking foul.
Either way, it would have been out on her as she dribbled it off the leg and just hit an OC player while she was standing out of bounds.
And that's Tyra Peck's third foul of the game. King now on the inbound. It's deflected. It's going to be recovered by Reynolds.
Like I said, there's a multitude of loose balls this game. Right now, Midwestern is winning the loose ball battle.
Linehan puts up a jump around the free throw line. No good. It's going to be deflected by Reynolds and go out of bounds. So OC will have possession of the ball now. 7:43 left. OC down by 10. Still a chance for OC to come back. Coyer with the spin move. Passes it to Bain. Peck now with the three from the left corner. Good. Tyra Peck had the spark for OC in the last game against OBU to bring it back within 5. Can she do it again as she's already made 1 now? Linehan passes it, almost stolen away as it gets over to Diaz in the right corner. There is then a lane violation. So now OC with a little bit of a break.
This is very much a defensive game as neither offense is performing rather well.
So now Madison Coyer with the ball, trailing by 7, gives it to Tyra Peck. Pass down inside to Bain. Bain just goes off her hand and it is stolen away by King.
That was a good pass by Tyra Peck, but Bain just wasn't able to control it.
King pulls up for a jumper, no good, rebounded by Risley, who then gives it to Linehan. Linehan's shot, no good. There's going to be a tie-up. Possession arrow goes towards Oklahoma Christian, so they will have the ball now.
They did get a break on that, but like this is the 3rd straight possession where Midwestern had 2 to 3 chances to score off offensive rebounds.
So now Levings with the inbound pass. Coyer moves over to the left side, bounce passes it to Blackburn. Almost stolen away on a pass to Bain. Bain then gives it to Peck, sets the screen for it. Now to Blackburn. Blackburn with a step back 3, no good. They're going to say a foul called, and it looks like it's going to be on Diaz. So OC with another break.
Referee signaling that she just forced Brooklyn Bain out the way, just pushing her out.
Nice bounce pass to Blackburn, but it is deflected by King and stolen away. Another missed opportunity for the Lady Eagles. To Diaz. Diaz for 3, drains it.
And now extend their lead back to 10, the largest they had of the game.
So now Madison Coyer at the top of the arc. Gives it to Coyer. Coyer starts to drive in. Passes it out to Levings. Quick pass over to Peck, but it's deflected by Linehan and out of bounds. So now we have a little bit of a delay as Coach Finley was talking to a ref, but now Levings will try to pass it in. Gives it to Blackburn. Blackburn works against Reynolds, and it gets deflected and slotted. And will go out of bounds.
It will be OC Eagles ball.
9 seconds left on the shot clock, however. So Levings now with the inbound to Peck. The scramble on the floor. Peck keeps the dribble. 5 seconds left, though. Needs to get a shot off. 2, 1. Lays it up, and they're going to say shot clock violation as she was still holding on to the ball. So now the Mustangs come back down the other way. 5:24 left. King gives it to number 12, Johnson. Johnson gives it to Linehan. Linehan puts up the jumper, no good from the free throw line. Offensive rebound by Reynolds, who puts it back up and in.
We get another offensive rebound by the Mustangs in this 4th quarter.
So Coyer drives right, pump fakes, lays it up, no good, rebounded by Linehan, and King's gonna slow it down. Last 5 minutes left here in this ball game. Midwestern State up by 12 with possession of the ball. Pass down inside to Reynolds as it goes too far and will go out of bounds. But with that turnover, we're now going to have our final media timeout, so we will step away. OC down by 12.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian trails by 12 as we are under the last 5 minutes of play here in the ball game. And Elijah, Oklahoma Christian just cannot seem to find their footing.
I mean, neither team can seem to find their footing. It's just that Midwestern State had more opportunities to score off offensive rebounds than OC. It's just a lot of errant throws, a lot of questionable passes, a lot of loose balls, a lot of players getting stripped. And it seems like Midwestern is just taking advantage of the more offensive possessions that they have than OC.
So now Levings with possession of the ball, down by 12. Peck gives it to Coyer. Over to Blackburn. Blackburn catch and shoot three. No good. Rebounded by Linehan. Linehan just drives in, stops, and hands it off to King, and King's going to slow it down.
Allowing them to set up their offense.
King then passes it all the way over to the floor to Linehan, who then picks up a dribble inside the paint. Back out to Reynolds. Reynolds then gives it to Linehan in the right corner. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Quick pass to Reynolds. Reynolds just catch and shoot three. Nothing but net.
Now it looks like the Mustangs are being able to pull away from the Lady Eagles. Lady Eagles need to hurry up and have a run if they want to get back into this game.
They are going to say the shot by Reynolds had her foot on the line, so it's only going to be a 2 for the Mustangs as Kendra Levings drives in the other way and lays it up and in. So still a 12-point game, 3:23 left. As Reynolds at the top of the arc. Back to King. King, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Gives it to Linehan. Linehan double team. Passes it to Reynolds. Reynolds a shot. Good.
It's 2 straight good jump shots by Reynolds.
So now Coyer moves on the right side. Hands it off to Tyra Peck. Gets a screen from Blackburn. Takes it. Bounce pass back to Blackburn. Her shot from the free throw line that she's known for. No good. Offensive rebound by Tyra Peck. Or by Bain, excuse me, up, and she's going to be fouled, and we'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
There's one consistency throughout OC, throughout the Lady Eagles season. It is Brooklyn Bain. And she has came to play today again.
So Bain, who has yet to score any points in the second half, will look to try to get her first points. As she makes the first attempt and gets her total score up to 16 for the Lady Eagles.
She leads all scorers with 16 points right now.
So now Bain is up. Second attempt, no good. OC down by 13. It's going to be last touch by Kendra Levings as she almost intercepts the pass down low as it goes out of bounds.
That was great hustle to get back on defense and deflect that pass out of bounds.
So now King with the inbound to Linehan. Linehan hands it off to King, who tries to drive in, step back, jumper at the free throw line, good.
It seems like King has found her stroke from the second half of the third quarter up till now.
Coyer starts to drive in, passes it all the way over to Levings in the left corner for a 3. Gets it back to within 11. So now Jackson has a tie-up, and they're going to say jump ball. Possession arrow is towards the Mustangs, so they will keep possession of the ball.
And the Eagles wanted to travel on that as it looked like she switched her pivot feet.
So now Jackson inbounds it to Linehan. Linehan starts to drive along the baseline. Quick pass to Miller, and they get a steal.
It's just bit behind Miller and a break for the Lady Eagles.
Coyer drives in, passes it back out to Levings again for a 3. So back-to-back threes for Kendra Levings. Gets it back within 9. Minute 45 left. OC tries to double team. Jackson gives it to Miller. Miller gets the foul and the bucket.
That was a great cut by Miller. And the defense by the Lady Eagles, all 5 players are on the sideline and left the middle of the floor wide open.
So back up to an 11-point game. Miller has a chance to make it a 12-point game yet again. Her shot is up and no good, rebounded by Blackburn. Over to Blackburn. Blackburn wide open 3. No good. Off the mark. Rebounded by Bain. Bain fights. Puts up a second chance opportunity. No good. A minute 20 left here in the game. OC down by 12. Mustangs with the ball. King starts to drive in. Loses control of it. Stolen away by Bain. Coyer now starts to drive in. Gets it to Blackburn. Now back to Levings. OC needs to get a shot off to try to save some of the time. Coyer gives it to Peck. Back to Levings. Levings, long 3. No good. As the Mustangs now have it down at their own end of the floor, and they're just going to slow it down and let the clock tick away. Linehan passes it to King. King back to Linehan. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Linehan starts to drive in, passes it inside to Risley as Risley puts up a shot. No good. Rebound by OC, and then there's going to be a foul called. And it looks like it's going to be on Miller. .27 seconds left on the game clock, so shot clock has been turned off. Coyer starts to drive in, and she's now going to go to the free throw line. The foul's going to be on number 1, Jackson, her first foul. They're actually going to say it's on number 24, Linehan. So now Coyer makes the first attempt, gets it back to a 10-point game. That's Coyer's 7th point on the night. Coyer's second attempt is up, and it rolls around the rim and in. Stolen away by Tyra Peck off the inbound. No good on the shot, rebounded by Linehan. And they're both going to go down onto the floor. So now with 15.6 seconds left, it looks like it's going to be Midwestern State ball. So now Risley's going to be the one to inbound it in front of the timekeeper. It's going to be deflected and it will go out of bounds off the inbound pass. So we're going to have to redo it again. As we have a little bit of a stoppage here. As now Risley finally gets the ball, looks to inbound it, and there's going to be a foul on the floor. And it's going to be on Midwestern State. They're going to say it's on Jackson, and it's going to send Madison Coyer to the free throw line.
Here it is with that physicality that was so evident in the second and third quarter.
Instead of a free throw line, they're going to have OC with possession of the ball, and with that, Coach Finley's going to take a 30-second timeout. So we're going to stay right here. And Elijah, Oklahoma Christian, if they cannot come back in this game, is going to have their 3rd straight loss, and they're still going to be winless here at home this season.
Yeah, it's not really something we look forward to happening, but at the same time, they allowed way too many offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter. And then again, they weren't able to convert any opportunities. And then throughout the game, the playing just went down. The field goals just went down. The energy went down. The defense went down. It just doesn't seem like they can sustain what they have in the first quarter throughout an entire game.
Madison Coyer will be the one to inbound the ball. Gives it to Blackburn. Now to Levings for a long three. It is short, rebounded by Bain. Back to Levings. Levings with another catch and shoot three. Gets that one to fall. 3.5 seconds left, and Bain's going to intentionally foul number 14, Diaz. That's going to put Midwestern State at the free throw line. It's now a 6-point game.
There's not many scenarios that can happen with OC being able to hit 2 threes within 3.5 seconds to tie the game, but it's not entirely impossible either.
As Diaz makes the first attempt at the free throw line, back up to a 3-possession game. Diaz's second attempt is off the mark and rebounding. There's going to be a timeout, it looks like, called. And it looks like it's going to be by Coach Finley. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. And that should be Coach Finley's final timeout of the game for OC. And the only reason she called that timeout was to advance the ball.
Yeah, this is just a straight catch and shoot opportunity. You don't really have any time to dribble if you want to have enough time left to get a steal and have another three. But even then, you have to score at least one more point to tie or win the game. So it's just a really tough scenario for OC to overcome.
Overall, it's a great game by Brooklyn Bain, who has 16 points. She was kind of quiet in the second half, as 15 of her points were in the first half alone. But the Mustangs just did a great job of stopping her.
Yeah, in the second half, she only has 1 point, and she is the only player for the Lady Eagles in double figures.
As Madison Coyer will be the one to inbound the ball. Wants to give it to Levings. Instead, it goes to Blackburn, but it will be stolen away. And Miller will just let the clock tick out. And at the end of regulation, Oklahoma Christian falls 67-60 to the Mustangs of Midwestern State. We'll be right back with the post-game report right after this.
We, the Lone Star Conference Student Athlete Advisory Committee, are committed to enhancing the voice of all student athletes,
to speaking out on topics important to us,
to spreading wellness about mental health,
to making an impact in our local communities,
to being student and student athlete, to developing ourselves professionally for life after the game,
to breaking down barriers for diverse and inclusive environments and ensure opportunity for all.
This is what we're about.
We love to play our sport and encourage others to play as much as they can.
Together we promote opportunity for all student athletes,
protect student athlete welfare, and maintain integrity.
We all wear different colors, but we share the same purpose.
We proudly uphold the positive image of what it is to be a student athlete.
We strive to achieve excellence
through dedication, hard work, service, and teamwork.
We are the student athletes.
We are the voice.
We
are the Lone Star Conference.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Eagles Nest as Oklahoma Christian Lady Eagles fall to the Mustangs of Midwestern State, 67-60. And Eli, we just couldn't stop the Mustangs down low getting those offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter.
No, not at all. It seems like the defensive scheme that they had didn't work, as it left the middle wide open for them to just slip through from the top of the key and get an easy rebound over our players. It was also a problem with them just like getting boxed in, getting some good positioning and rebounding. They weren't able to do that, allowing Midwestern State to either track down the ball when it's a loose ball or just straight up get the offensive rebound over our players.
Well, Midwestern State ended up having 3 players in the double-digit figures. The person that led them was number 24, Morgan Linehan, and she was a nuisance for Oklahoma Christian all throughout the night.
Yeah, she was. It was really hard to stop her, as she was just getting whatever she wanted. She figured out our defense pretty quickly throughout the game, and then throughout the game it just developed over and over. She just tried different things throughout the game, and in the fourth quarter it finally clicked and she was able to get what she wanted.
For Oklahoma Christian, their top scorer was number 21, Kendra Leving, who had 17 points, and 15 of those points were from behind the arc, and that's what we're used to seeing from Kendra Leving.
Yeah, that is something we look forward to seeing from Kendra Leving. This is what we want her to do. And also, Brooklyn Bain had 16 points, but 15 of those 16 were in the first half. But other than that, nobody else was in double figures. The closest person to that was 9 points from Madison Coyer, which is close to double figures, but isn't quite much when you have 12, 15, and 11 on the other team.
Well, Oklahoma Christian did exactly what you said at the start of pregame, as they start hot in the first quarter, and then after that, they just dwindle down.
Yep, and I can reiterate this again, shooting 53% in the first quarter. And they shot well in the first quarter for the past 3 games that they lost, but then they dropped to 38 in the second, 13 in the third, and 27 in the fourth. So obviously it picked up a little bit, but on the other end, from the third to fourth quarter, the Mustangs were able to jump from 35 to 50%. So you can't win if you can't shoot better than the other team. The goal of basketball is getting more buckets than the other team, and if you can't put the ball in the hoop, you're definitely not going to win.
There was a lot of turnovers yet again for both teams, as they had combined 44 turnovers here in this game, and that's kind of what happened with Oklahoma Christian and OBU the other night.
Yeah, but it seems like just both teams have butterfingers. It wasn't really forced by the defense. It was just bad passes and passes a bit too far or a bit too low, a bit too high from the other team, and it just slipped right out their hands. Also, it was sloppy ball handling. People were able to strip the ball easily from the ball handlers, or they would just straight up lose it, dribble it off their foot, or just dribble it too far, too high, or any other thing you can do to lose the ball.
Well, these two teams will be in action again tomorrow afternoon. Opening tip-off will be at 1 p.m. here at the Eagles Nest. What do we look to see adjustment-wise from OC in that game?
Adjustment-wise, we look to be able to secure the ball. First of all, this is like secure the ball and be able to actually dribble. And second, you need to be able to keep the intensity you have in the first quarter to the second, third, fourth quarter. Winning the first quarter doesn't win the game, obviously. Winning all quarters wins the game. So you have to be able to perform consistently throughout the entire game in order to win.
Well, we are going to step away for a while, but when we come back on, Here in about an hour or so, we're going to have the opening tip-off for the men's game, who will also play Midwestern State. We'll be right back right after this.
We, the Lone Star Conference Student Athlete Advisory Committee, are committed to enhancing the voice of all student athletes,
to speaking out on topics important to us,
to spreading wellness about mental health, to making an impact in our local communities,
to putting student athlete, to developing ourselves professionally for life after the game,
to breaking down barriers for diverse and inclusive environments and ensure opportunity for all.
This is what we're about.
We love to play our sport and encourage others to play as much as they can.
Together we promote opportunity for all student athletes,
protect student athlete welfare, and maintain integrity.
We all wear different colors, but we share the same purpose.
We proudly uphold the positive image of what it is to be a student athlete.
We strive to achieve excellence
through dedication, hard work, service, and teamwork.
We are the student athletes.
We are the voice.
We
are the Lone Star Conference.